Today I have a 20-minute meal idea for you and your family. I was inspired to make this meal based off of what we already had in our refrigerator and pantry. Although my husband did go shopping for groceries, which you can see on the counter. I don't like food to go to waste, so I want to use what we already had in our pantry and refrigerator before going to the new groceries that he just bought. So here you can see that I've already started boiling some quinoa, and I've also diced and chopped some sweet potatoes to put in the skillet. Now moving on to my kale. I try to incorporate greens into every meal for my family, and here I had some kale that was still left over from last week. I'm going to pour it into a bowl and wash and dry it in order to get prepared for seasoning. I was having such a hard time with the bag for some reason, but I finally got it open to pour into the bowl. Now it's time to check on my quinoa, which is boiling perfectly, and I'm also still sauteing my sweet potatoes just to get them nice fork tender. So here's the kale that's been washed and dried. And now that I'm adding some olive oil. And if you've never added olive oil to your kale, you're really missing out because this is what makes it very less earthy. A lot of people think that kale has this very distinct flavor, and this helps get rid of it. So take your time to massage the olive oil into the kale until you just start to see it disintegrate a little bit. It'll get smaller and smaller as you keep massaging it, but it will taste so much better if you take your time and just massage it thoroughly. Next up is adding some seasoning to your sweet potato. Now, I personally don't think that sweet potatoes need that much seasoning because it's already pretty sweet. But my husband likes to have a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of sea salt on it. So I don't add the sea salt in the beginning just because I don't give salt to my daughter. But I do add on the garlic powder and onion powder while I'm cooking it. I also add on curry powder, which this one has no salt in it. And I add that to the sweet potatoes because my daughter absolutely loves it. So once I add all the seasoning, I just stir it up just a little bit more, just to incorporate all the seasoning into the sweet potato. So I'm going back to my kale salad because I think a lot of people don't like salads because they're not seasoned. And it's very interesting to me because we like to season everything else, whether it be meat or rice or vegetables. But for some reason, we don't take the time out to just season our salads. And I really like to do this because it brings out a lot of the flavor. So right here, you can see that I've incorporated a few different seasons, one being parsley, basil, oregano, and sometimes I like to add the salad blend that I have, but this time I did not. I'm also using dried seasoning, which I like. But if you have any like fresh seasoning as well, fresh parsley or fresh herbs, that will taste even better in the salad. I'm just using what I have on hand. So once you put all your seasoning in the salad, take it for a quick spin again. Just incorporate it, just make sure it's all spread throughout. So now that the base of my salad is complete, I'm going to add in those sweet potatoes right on top. I actually like to do this because I love the texture of sweet potatoes with kale. That just, to me, is just a really good salad. And next, I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to make my second batch of sweet potatoes. And of course, my little helper is going through all the cabinets, being my sous chef. So here's a better look of where we're at right now. So we have a seasoned kale as well as the sweet potatoes on top. And now it's time to prep some chicken, which my husband likes, on the side. So here you can see that I am just seasoning it up. I have some paprika as well as some more curry powder, a little bit of cumin, and some garlic powder. I don't add the salt yet just because I'm going to give some to my daughter who's going to get a little bit of chicken as well. And because my family likes to eat, I am working on the second batch of sweet potatoes here, which we will have for probably dinner or for the next day's lunch. We typically like to spread out what we eat so we won't get bored with it. But I'm also showing you the quinoa is pretty much done at this point. So we are just going to have to assemble what we have now. So once again, I just had a little bit more greens that were left over from last week. So I'll just add that to the salad as well. This is just iceberg lettuce that I chopped and cleaned before adding to the salad. And then now I'm just going to stir my quinoa and I'm going to add that to the salad as well. And although I'm almost done with making this meal, I think my daughter in the background wants to open up the freezer to see if we can add anything else. But at this point, we're almost done. So I love how this came together, but my husband loves tomatoes, so he decided to add some grape tomatoes to this. It also adds in a little bit of color to make it a little bit more vibrant. This will be a great point to add in your micronutrients such as hemp seed as well. But right now, I'm going to cook up the chicken that I already seasoned. And once that's cooked and prepped, we will be able to add that onto my daughter's plate. So she gets a deconstructed salad, which I put every ingredient onto the side by itself. And here I am serving it to her because she is so small, she doesn't get that much, but I think I like the ingredients as far as it being a lot of variety here. So of course she went for the sweet potatoes first because that is her absolute favorite right now. But she was able to just try and play around with pretty much all the textures and flavors that were on her plate. Um, and at the end, she only had one small tomato left on her plate. If you want some more ideas as far as family dinners, please like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks so much.